Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube video channel all about engineering. So today we are going to discuss on the subject network theory. I will be discussing mainly for the students who are preparing for GATE and IAS. So let's start with the network theory. As I discussed in the previous clip that the first chapter which we will be taking on is the basic concepts related to the network theory. So in that I discussed something about what are the topics I am going to cover. I am going to cover some important definitions of charge, current, some one or two numericals related to these concepts. Then I will be moving on to the KCL, KVL, Kirchhoff current law, Kirchhoff voltage law, dependent independent sources, power, Telegon's theorem, then mesh and node analysis, star and delta rule, etc. So in this short clip I will be explaining you the charge concept, current concept and one numerical related to this. In the coming lectures I will be taking you through the KCL KVL law, which is very important as far as numerical solving is concerned. So let's start. So first and foremost, the definition of charge. Charge is denoted by nothing but the alphabet Q. Okay, there are two types of charge. One is positive and negative. Positive charge is proton and negative charge is called the electron. Now what is the simple definition of charge? Physical property of the matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in electromotive force. Okay, this charge is very important as far as the current is concerned and electrical engineering is concerned, because electrical engineering is all about current. So the basic fundamental thing current is made up of is the charge, especially the electron. Okay, the next important definition related to this charge is the current. Okay, so what is the definition of current? Definition of current is goes like this: the time rate of flow of free electrons is called current. Okay, the free electrons passing through a conductor make up current. So the free electrons are nothing but the two. There were the two charges, positive and negative. Out of that, the negative charge, which is called electron, constitute the current. And the formula for this current is I is equal to dq by dt, derivation of charge. So one key concept I want to share you all, that whenever there is a numerical based on current finding based on charge or vice versa, you have to use this formula. Wherever you see for example, if someone has given the waveform of charge and they are asking the current at particular point on the time axis, then you can apply this formula and solve the numerical. This is very easy concept, a basic concept, and we will solve some numericals based on this in the coming lectures. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic called the Ohm's law, which is a very fundamental and basic concept in electrical engineering as well as in other domains also. Now, as far as the electrical domain is concerned, the definition of Ohm's law goes like this: the current through a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage across the 2 points of the conductor. Just make sure that whenever you are speaking about current or voltage, when you are speaking about current, you have to use the word through. You cannot use the word current across, because current across is not a valid term. The valid term is voltage across. Current through, voltage across. Okay. So, as far as this Ohm's law is concerned, it is said that current through a conductor is directly proportional to voltage across 2 points. So, I is directly proportional to the voltage. If we remove the proportionality sign, this equation will come into the picture. I is equal to V by R, where R is the constant term here, which is nothing but the resistance of the conductor material used. Now, as far as Ohm's law is concerned, this R quantity has to be kept constant. If this quantity R is not constant, then the Ohm's law is not valid at that particular point. So the quantity R has to be kept constant all the time as far as Ohm's law is concerned. That is what is shown here. I have written here that the limitation of Ohm's law is that temperature should be kept constant, otherwise R may vary, and if R varies, then Ohm's law may not satisfy. So if a conductor is there and if voltage is applied across the conductor, current will pass. If there is a potential difference between the 2 points of the conductor, current will pass definitely. And there is a third quantity called resistance, which is constant throughout. Okay. And one more point which I want to share to you all is that R is temperature dependent. Resistance here is temperature dependent. So whenever room temperature or temperature anywhere changes, the quantity R may vary. So this may affect the Ohm's law. So these are the 2 points which we will consider while considering the Ohm's law. Next, another thing I just wanted to share with you all, that this Ohm's law is not at all in electrical domain. It is also applicable to other domains, for example magnetic domain, physics domain. Obviously the terms related to this Ohm's law will also differ when going to the magnetic domain, physics domain. This Ohm's law is not at all restricted to electrical domain. So this is the important point which everybody should be taking care of and should remember while using the Ohm's law or while learning it. So at this point of time, let us take one numerical based on the current concept. So let's move on to this numerical which I have written here. This is a very simple numerical. So I'll read out the question and I'll discuss the solution regarding it. So the question goes like this, that the charge delivered by constant voltage source is shown below in this figure. This is the charge given in millicoulomb. One more thing I want to point it out to all you guys is that the unit of the charge is in coulombs. So if you observe a symbol C, alphabet C, you have to take in mind that it is a charge. Okay. So the question goes like, the charge delivered by constant voltage source is shown below. Determine the current supplied by the source at t equal to time t equal to 1 second and time t equal to 3 seconds. So this is a simple waveform drawn. X-axis has the time in seconds and y-axis has the charge in millicoulombs. So in the question they are asking us to find the current at time t is equal to 1 second, somewhere here around, and at time t equal to 3 seconds, somewhere around here. So let's move on to the solution. Now, as we discussed earlier, that current I is given by derivative of the charge with respect to time. So the simple answer of this question lies around that if we derivate the charge with respect to the time, means if we derivate this waveform with respect to time, we will get our answer. This is a simple concept related to charge. So now the basic understanding of a signal is that if we differentiate a ramp signal, we'll get a step signal. Now this is positive slope and this is negative slope, as you can see. Now the concept for signal system goes like this, that if we derivate a positive slope signal, which is a ramp, we'll get a step signal which has magnitude, positive magnitude. And if we derivate a ramp which has a negative slope, then we'll get a step signal which is negative in magnitude. So these things we have to take into the picture and solve the numerical. We have to take care that the differentiation of ramp will give us step and slopes has to be taken care of. I have written here that differentiation of ramp signal is step, slopes if positive then positive step, and slope if negative then negative step. So therefore how will find I? This is the waveform of the current. As I already told that differentiation of ramp is step, so we'll get a step signal. Don't worry about the magnitude at this point. I'll explain you about the magnitude, how it came. Just focus on the signal what we are going to obtain if we derivate the ramp signal. This is a ramp signal. This is a ramp signal. So if we derivate this from 0 to 2, which has positive slope, we'll get a step signal which is having positive magnitude. So this is a positive magnitude step up to time t equal to 2 seconds. After that, the slope is changing. The signal is ramp only, but the slope is changing. Slope is becoming negative. So obviously the step also will become negative. So this is the waveform, current waveform, which will obtain if we derivate this charge which is in millicoulomb. So this is the signal obtained. Now at this point of time we have covered almost around 80 to 90% of the numerical. Now the rest of the thing which is remaining is the magnitude of the current what we are going to obtain. Now the magnitude of the current what we are going to obtain is that I is equal to 10 divided by 2. Now we want at t equal to 1 second. So I is equal to dq by dt, as I already said. So change in the current, right, from taking from 0 to 2 seconds is nothing but a 10 minus 0, that is 10 millicoulomb, divided by change in the time going from 0 to 2 seconds, because this is one signal. In between there is no changing of signal. The changing of signal is, the signal is going from 0 to 2 seconds. After that it is changing. So we should consider this time from 0 to 2 seconds. So dq, that is 10 minus 0, that is 10 millicoulomb, divided by dt, that is nothing but 2 minus 0, that is 2 seconds. That is equal to 5 milliamperes from 0 to 2 seconds. So the answer here for first question, that is what is the current at time t equal to 1 second, lies here. What is it? It is 5 amperes, because 5 milliamperes, because 5 milliamperes we have obtained from 0 to 2 seconds, and we have been asked about at t equal to 1 second. So I is equal to 5 milliamperes at t equal to 1 second is our first answer. Now second answer, I is equal to 10 divided by 3. Why 10? Again the change in the charge is remaining same, that is 10 for us, while dt is from 2 to 5. 2 to 5 is 5 minus 2, that is 3 seconds. How much change is there in time? 3 seconds. So 10 divided by 3, that is 3.33 milliamperes. Again the sign, as I already told, that differentiation of negative going slope of a ramp signal is a negative step signal. So the magnitude of the step signal is minus, that is negative. So I is equal to minus 3.33 milliamperes. So at this point of time we have obtained our second answer as well, that is current at time t is equal to 3 seconds is nothing but minus 3.33 milliamperes. So this was a very simple numerical based on the charge concept, and I have explained to you the Ohm's laws, which is very simple. And this numerical is also very simple. So in the coming lectures I will be explaining you about the simple KCL KVL, how we can use it in different numericals, and it is very basic again as far as the network theory is concerned, and we'll solve few numericals, and I will be going very easily and very slowly so that you can understand each and every concept. I hope you guys understand about this numerical. In the next coming lectures I will be explaining about KCL KVL. Till that you can practice some numericals about charge and current related concept. Thank you.